I'm Karen Cherry Brown, and I'm the owner of SIPS Consults. I am a published author, I'm a philanthropist, a city councilwoman, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a sister, a mother, a grandmother, and a friend to many. So SIPS Consults is my healthcare business. I have a couple different businesses, but this is my baby, this is my foundation. I started out as a sterile processing technician, 40 years ago. And in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and just being so proud of what we do, being able to make or break surgery as far as a patient having a great outcome. And when I realized the importance of it, I wanted to move up. And I was told that I had gone as far as I could ever go. I'd been in the department 6 years. I should just be happy that I was hired, and no, I was not able to put in an application for an opportunity. And at 30 years old, I decided to go to college because I was sick of people telling me no. And as I talked to people in the industry, I realized that there weren't very many people in the industry that looked like me. As a matter of fact, in that department, there were only 6 people that looked like me when I was told no, I could never go any further. And I went to school, like I said, at 30 to work on a degree. And when I finished my degree, I was the first African-American manager that department ever had. So that very person that said I couldn't go any further, I saw his name come off the wall and my name went up on the wall. But I said that because we were so broad in the industry, I thought it was just unique to that particular hospital what we did. But understanding that this was universal, every city, every state had, hospitals that did what we do. And I decided that after I started consulting and looking at there were less and less people in the industry, again, that were doing what I was doing as far as being able to do these positions, these better paid positions. And I decided I was going to start a company to give opportunity to people that look like me, and not just people that look like me, but people that were told no, you couldn't go any further, that we not want to handicap anyone's ability to go as far as they wanted to go. So I always describe us as the best kept secret. And I say that when you go watch a movie and you see the beautiful makeup that they have on, or the beautiful gowns, the hair, you'll see in bold letters the people that, that didn't know, well, the actors and actresses, you'll see in bold letters their name. But those people that made them look beautiful, you see in little fine print, the artist, this, that, and the other. Well, that's the way I describe sterile processing. But those doctors that perform surgery could not have a positive outcome if it wasn't for the sterile processing department. We're the ones that reprocess the instruments that are used on a patient. So whether it's L&D, labor and delivery, emergency room, the OR, any place that a person is going to have instruments used on them, come through a sterile processing department. We reprocess them, meaning we clean them. Most people think that instruments are disposable, but they aren't. So that's why it's very important that sterile processing technicians thoroughly understand the importance of what we do. So we clean those instruments, we re-sterilize those instruments, we repackage those instruments, and we get them ready to be used on the next patient. Yeah, I'm a dreamer, and I believe you have to have a vision. I'm also one of these people that if you tell me no, I'm gonna show you that I can. So through my journey, there were many doors that, that were closed, that I was told no. And each time that door was closed, I just said, okay, Karen, maybe that's not the door for you. I'll take your example before that. I was a dental assistant and couldn't get a job in a dentist office because I became a dental assistant in California before sterile processing. In California, it was cool, but I moved to Mississippi and I was told no one wanted my black hand in their mouth. So I left Mississippi, went back to Oklahoma, where I'm from, and tried to get a job as a dental assistant. They were a lot more polite. They said, have you tried Dr. Thaddeus Taylor? And after hearing that about 3 or 4 times, I'm thinking, well, Dr. Thaddeus Taylor wasn't in the paper. See, that was even before we had where you go on the internet to look for jobs. It was when you had to look in the Sunday paper, right? And so after hearing 3 or 4 times, have you tried Dr. Thaddeus Taylor? I went and found him in the yellow pages.
Yes, yes.
And found out, I had a feeling he was African American, and surely he was, but he wasn't hiring. But I told him my story and, and we kind of chuckled about it. And so someone that I knew from growing up said that the hospital is looking for sterile processing techs. I said, well, what is that? So she said that they sterilize instruments, because I had the experience in a dental office in a little bitty container, if you like a microwave, sterilizing instruments. That, got me in the door for that. So my journey, for the most part, was a lot like that, as I tried different positions, send a picture and a resume after I'd go somewhere to interview. Then they would say, send a picture and a resume after they didn't hire me. And I was fortunate to, like I said, to get the job as the manager after 15 years of being in that department. And even with that, I felt that was as far as I would be able to go. And it was time, I needed to keep in that department. And I'm one that loves to give other people the opportunity. I believe in when you achieve something, you reach back for someone else to pull them up. And so I mentored a couple of people that reported to me in that department. I said, but it's time for me to move on to my next journey, which led me into consulting. The consultant role was good. Again, it was probably 2 or 3 people in that company that looked like me. And then, like I said, I opened the door to start my company to be able to hire other people. And even with that, once I started the company,
still more.
I had a picture of me on my webpage. I looked at web pages, and when it would say about us, you would see pictures of the photos of the group, right? Yeah. So I went in and I would interview. I was the Boston TV star. I had 3 business cards. One said project manager, one said consultant, and one said that I own the company. And I learned real quick, depending on what part of the world I was going to, which business card to pull out. And I remember, now this was in California. I went to California to a big place, and I won't name the name of the place. And I interviewed with 3 different guys. I mean, I was there all day interviewing with these guys, and you could just see their face light up when I was saying what our company had done, what we could do for them, and it was for an education piece. They told me, they said, money is no object. We want you. They said, when you let your company know that, but we want you to be the one to come in here. And I was saying to myself, well, that's who you're gonna get, because I am the salesperson. I'm the Boston TV star. One of them Googled the company, and an article I wrote popped up, and it said I was the president owner of the company. All of a sudden, they didn't have the money in the budget, couldn't use it. And it was, just stories like that. And like I said, I immediately removed anything that would tie me as the owner to the company, because it was more important for me to be able to create opportunities than someone to see my face as the owner. I knew I was the owner. I didn't start the company to be recognized as an owner, but to create, opportunities. And so there were a few struggles like that. I remember one hospital, this was probably 2012, that had brought us in, and this was a $13 million, contract, and it was initially for 3 years. So they said that they would pay us a bonus of $250,000 each year that we met our deliverables. So I told them, I said, I'm going to sign this to say that I'll take the $250 if, to reach to be able to complete our achievables. And I said, but you should never offer someone money to achieve something that you're already paying them money to do. And I found out the next year, when we got that $250,000 bonus, that we were a joke. They had to hire a minority company. So it was a bet that they took that we wouldn't even last a year.
Wow. So
I had befriended the person that was in charge, and he told me that. So that would have been 2013 when that story was actually told to me. Donella Payne, which is a rock star, started with me from the beginning. Actually, Donnie, which is the CEO now, I had reached out to when I first started the company, with her being much younger, and I said, do you know anyone that does websites? And she said, well, I can do a website for you. And I was like, you can do a website? She said, yeah, I can Google it. And I was like, Google? And so Donnie, I actually said to Donnie, how much would it take for you to come on board to be a part of the company? Because I don't want, that was back when they started, everything started to be automated. Where I was used to talking to people, I called the bank, somebody answered the phone. Now it's, press one, press two. And I didn't want people to call SIPS and not be able to talk to someone. So Donnie came on board, and I say that, I want to say this story because Donnie will probably won't never tell this story. But I said, well, how much will it cost? So I was trying to figure out how I would get salary for Donnie. And she told me what her bills came to. And she said, if you could just pay my bills, period. Now, who does that? And so that was just a load lifted off of me to be able to say, I can have someone while I'm out in the field, someone that's gonna be there for, my clients or any employees that I have. And so when it came time, so Donnie, like I said, was from the beginning. I grew, Donnie grew. Donnie grew, I grew. We grew together. And so when it came time to let go, it was easy for me. I think my biggest fear, it wasn't for letting go to go into retirement, but that I didn't want Donnie overwhelmed, overburdened. She had built a great team, but Donnie's one of those, like I say, she's a rock star. And that was the only fear I had of Donnie being overwhelmed. But I sleep good at night, I get to travel. We're thriving, so yeah. No, I didn't see that far when I first started. I saw me being the person out there doing all these things, and then being able to try to hire people. But as far as the great talent that is with the company, that's come to the company, even some that have passed through the company, I definitely, didn't see that. Even being able to be a part of helping someone, like you said, create their visions, to still be a partner with the company, it's more than I had ever imagined. And I won't say bigger than I thought, because God is always my leading force. And so I know that as long as I have Him direct the company, the sky's the limit. And even where we are today, now that I know better, I see us twice as big. I'm Karen Cherry Brown, and I'm the owner of SIPS Consults.